any of this. The Lost Boys? Who are the Lost Boys and what do they do?
Mia, is everything okay? What's wrong?
No, I've been stressed out all day. I have this big final tomorrow and I don't know anything on it. And I can't afford to fail.
I saw this really awesome video the other day. You want me to show you?
Yeah, sure.
Veronica's Best, coming to you live from our sunny History Alive studio in San Diego.
Today, in this segment, we will be discussing the conflicts in Darfur.
So many people today still don't know about these conflicts in Darfur. When did you first learn about them?
Well, I think the reason most people don't know because the mass media doesn't cover it. The only way I know is I saw a cable special about the war in Africa and things like that, and it was kind of fascinating that no one cares about something like that.
So we're here to help you learn about the conflicts. Darfur is one of the 9 states in the country of Sudan and is separated into 3 regions. Around 39 million people live there, and 134 different languages are spoken. All of Darfur's conflicts originate from the 3 main problems of ethnicity, oil, and desertification. First off, ethnicity. The north of Sudan is ethnically Arabic, and the south is ethnically black. The Arabs look down upon the blacks, calling them Abid, meaning slave, which causes a lot of ethnic tension between the groups. Nomadic herding tribes called the Janjaweed soon turned on their own people and became affiliated with the Arab government forces. Along with the Arab military, they starved the people of Darfur, tortured them, used displacement, organized one of the largest rapings of women in history, and burned hundreds of villages to the ground. These atrocities left hundreds and thousands dead and more than 2 million expelled from their homes. In 2004, the United States classified these horrific events as a genocide. The second problem was oil. Oil is a huge international conflict in Sudan, and is the cause of many of their wars. Oil is extracted in the south, but the ports are all in the north, giving them all of the power. The north keeps all of the oil money, abandoning the south and causing many dilemmas for them. The southerners rebelled against the northerners in the Second Sudanese Civil War, which they won. In 2003, they also fought in the Darfur War, known as the Decade-Long War, which is still going on to this day. Many countries from Russia and Malaysia to Japan and China have been involved with Sudanese oil. The third problem was desertification. The changing land in Darfur didn't make it any easier on the poor people. As the land turned into a desert, it left the people with nothing, causing many to die from starvation and lack of crops.
There's no longer enough for everyone. The farmers and the herders do not have enough arable land and enough water to irrigate to actually sustain those old accords. So the fact is, the Darfur region is no longer able to sustain the lifestyle that the people had, which was not a very luxurious lifestyle. This is a hard region.
The Lost Boys of Sudan. In order to escape from all of the ongoing problems in Darfur, boys between the ages of 7 to 17 were separated from their families. Americans call us the Lost Boys because we are the boys without parents. They left fearing they would be targeted as potential combatants. They were forced to trek enormous distances over Sudan and Ethiopia, a vast and unforgiving wilderness, seeking refuge from all of the fighting. So many lost their lives, but some lucky ones got to return home, like this lost boy.
It's a hobby to see the family that I have never seen for the last 20 years. I talked to my mom that the last time I talked to her on the phone. If I come to a con, would you be able to recognize me? You say, even my son, even though you're grown up, I still would know you.
When these lucky ones returned home, religious celebrations like this were thrown in their honor. Along with the lost boys, 10,000 refugees have been displaced by the violence. And since the war started in 2003, at least 2 million have been displaced from their homes, and more than 200,000 people are estimated to have died. How has the United Nations been involved? The United Nations first identified the problem in 2003, but it wasn't until many victims and several months later that they decided it was an issue that could no longer be ignored.
Darfur Peacekeepers in Action. Over the nearly 6 years since its inception, the United Nations African Union Mission in Darfur, or UNAMID, has grown in size and gained experience. In fact, it has already started to reduce its force according to need.
But what's happening in Darfur today?
From London 10 years ago, the world pretty much ignored the beginning of the conflict in Darfur. 10 years later, has Darfur been forgotten?
I think that this is a major issue. Darfur has been largely forgotten in recent years. It's very concerning because to say that the situation there is more stable is very misleading. Waging Peace is in touch daily with Darfuris in the UK, and they give us very different information. We're hearing from them that the security there is deteriorating, violence is on the increase, and UNAMID is simply not able to help them.
What do you think the next step for Darfur is now?
Well, I think one is people have to rally around the cause. People have to be interested in it. Needs media exposure, and ultimately, that would get the government, the United States, involved. And we don't want to take it on by ourselves. We could be part of the United Nations. We could work with the other countries in Africa, like Qatar, and try to resolve it through partnerships.
We need to help Darfur take action now. You didn't turn it off.